Imagine writing a check to a local charity, feeling good about helping others, only to discover your generosity has tangled you in a criminal scheme so sinister it threatens to destroy your life. Welcome to Shocking Stories, where we reveal the chilling truths behind the causes you trust. Today, we're diving into a tale about a woman in Minneapolis whose charitable donation led to a stolen identity and a betrayal that hit closer to home than she ever imagined. Ever think giving back could pull you into danger? Buckle up, because this story will make you rethink your donations. Let's dive in. Tara Mitchell was a 35-year-old nurse living in a quiet neighborhood in Minneapolis, Minnesota, about 7 miles from the city's bustling downtown. Known for her big heart, Tara often volunteered at local shelters and donated to causes she believed in. One Sunday at her church, Hope Community, located 2 miles from her home, Pastor Daniel Evans announced a fundraiser for a youth program, urging congregants to give generously. Tara, moved by the sermon, donated $500 through the church's online portal, feeling proud to support kids in need. But just days later, her world turned upside down. Tara received an alert from her bank, 3 miles away in Edina, reporting unauthorized charges totaling $10,000, with new accounts opened in her name. Her identity had been stolen. Panicked, she contacted her friend Lauren, a cybersecurity expert who lived 5 miles away in St. Louis Park. Lauren traced the breach to a phishing email Tara had clicked, disguised as a thank you from Hope Community's fundraiser. The email contained malware, stealing her personal data. Tara's stomach churned. Her donation had triggered the hack. How could a church be involved? What would you do if your good deed led to identity theft? Tara visited Hope Community, 2 miles away, to confront Pastor Daniel, a charismatic 60-year-old who'd led the congregation for decades. Daniel expressed shock, promising to investigate, but his quick dismissal raised Tara's suspicions. She searched online for the charity's records, finding Hope Community's youth program was unregistered, with funds funneled to an offshore account. Lauren hacked the church's donation portal, uncovering encrypted files listing donors' personal details, including Tara's social security number. Tara's fear grew. Was the church a front for fraud? She decided to dig deeper, starting with Daniel's past. Tara hired a private investigator, Mike Larson, based 8 miles away in Bloomington, who specialized in financial crimes. Mike's initial findings were alarming. Daniel Evans had a history of questionable business dealings in St. Paul, 10 miles east, tied to a 2005 fraud case that was dropped for lack of evidence. Tara kept attending church, acting normal, but noticed Daniel watching her during services, his smile strained. One night, her car was vandalized 50 feet from her house, with "Stop" scratched into the hood. A text from an unknown number buzzed. "Your generosity has consequences." Tara's hands shook. Was Daniel behind the theft, or someone else? Ever feel like a kind act has made you a target? Let's see where Tara's search leads. You ever feel like you're caught in a trap where your good intentions are turned against you and the people you trust are pulling the strings? That's where Tara was, realizing her $500 charity donation had cost her identity, with her church's pastor at the center of a suspicious scheme. A hacked portal, a vandalized car, and a threatening text, every clue pointed to a fraud ring closer than she feared. Welcome back to Shocking Stories, where we're diving deeper into a Minneapolis mystery that's only getting darker. Ready to see what Tara uncovers? Because this story's about to take a shocking turn. What would you do if your donation fueled a crime? Tara's first step was to investigate Hope Community's finances. Mike, the PI, pulled bank records, finding the church's youth program funneled donations to a shell company in St. Paul, 10 miles away, owned by a D. Evans. Tara's heart raced. Daniel was siphoning funds. Lauren analyzed the phishing email's source, tracing it to a server in the church's office, 2 miles away. The malware had targeted high-value donors like Tara, stealing data for identity theft. Tara searched the church's website, finding photos of Daniel with a man named Victor Klein, a known fraudster arrested in 2010, 15 miles away in Roseville. Was Daniel working with criminals? Tara decided to snoop around the church, attending a late-night choir practice as cover. In the office, 20 feet from the sanctuary, she found a locked filing cabinet. Using a hairpin, she opened it, discovering donor lists with notes like high credit limit next to her name. A hidden ledger detailed payments to Victor Klein, labeled cleaning fees. Tara's hands shook. This was a money laundering operation. She snapped photos, but heard footsteps 10 feet away. Hiding under a desk, she saw Daniel enter, speaking on a burner phone. Tara's a problem. Handle it. Tara's blood ran cold. Was she in danger? Mike traced Victor Klein to a warehouse in St. Paul, 10 miles away, used as a front for a fraud ring. Tara and Mike staked out the site, parking 150 feet back, seeing Victor load crates into a van. Tara recognized a crate's logo from the church's fundraiser. Mike hacked Victor's phone, finding text to Daniel about moving the assets and silencing the nurse. Tara's fear spiked. Daniel was targeting her. She checked her family history, remembering her mother, Susan, had cut ties with her father years ago, a man named Daniel. A 1985 birth certificate confirmed Pastor Daniel Evans was her estranged father. Was he using her unknowingly? Tara confronted Lauren, showing the certificate. Lauren urged her to warn the police, but Tara needed proof of Daniel's intent. She planted a recorder in the church's basement, 30 feet below the main hall, catching Daniel and Victor discussing cleaning Tara's accounts. That night, her apartment was ransacked, 100 feet from the street, with her donation receipt pinned to the wall, marked traitor. Mike traced the burner text to Victor, but Daniel's prints were on the church ledger. Tara's heart pounded. Her father was a criminal mastermind. As she left for work, a car followed her for 2 miles, then vanished. Her phone buzzed. Family doesn't ask questions. Ever feel like your own blood is betraying you? Let's see what happens when Tara faces the truth. You ever feel like you're staring into the eyes of someone you should trust, only to realize they're using you for their own twisted gain? That's where Tara was. Discovering her charity donation had fueled a fraud ring led by her estranged father, a pastor who'd stolen her identity and marked her as a threat. A ledger, a basement recording, and a ransacked home. Her life depended on exposing him. Welcome back to Shocking Stories, where we're about to uncover the final twist in a tale that turned generosity into a fight for survival. Ready for the shock of a lifetime? This one's going to hit you hard. What would you do if your parent was a criminal?